Now,
the NoFruitPodcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Maurice.
And this is Kafi.
We thank you for tuning in today. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
We do hope that you enjoyed today's episode. How are y'all today? Thank you very much for listening to us today. Thank you for tuning in. It is Maurice.
And Kafi.
And, you know, we were able to celebrate our dear wife, sister, daughter, friend this past weekend. It was her birthday, y'all.
It's my birthday.
It was her birthday, y'all. It's her birthday, y'all.
wow!
She's almost 50, y'all.
Wow!
Almost.
Almost.
If
So-
I live right.
Well, I think you will.
Okay.
I think you'll make it.
Okay, good. I hope so.
So here's the thing. One of the things that we were able to do is have a real getaway. One that we have not had in a very long time. You know what? It was very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
It
But
was.
it's also stressful.
Huh?
It was also stressful.
But how was it stressful?
Date night. It's just stressful.
It's not stressful.
It is. Trying
It's
to figure
not.
out what to wear.
Okay.
Yes. Because you changed outfits how many times?
I did.
Right.
A few.
And I changed outfits
A few.
several times.
A few. Yes.
I think we had one piece of clothing that stayed static, like it didn't change. But
Like socks.
no, because you had like 5 socks. So depending on the
I
shirt,
did-
it
I
had to
did.
match the socks.
I
The
did.
socks had to match the shirt. So
I did.
no, it was stressful trying to figure out what to wear, what to bring, what not to
Mm-hmm.
bring. You know, date night is tough.
It is.
You know, so
It
everybody
was.
says, oh, make sure you plan a date night once a week, once a month, whatever. Date night as a married couple is stressful. Now, I mean, I have to say we do have date night where we're not getting up and getting dressed and
Right.
going out into public. We have date night at home where we
Right.
cook and watch a movie or watch one of our favorite TV shows.
Right.
And you'll hear more about it on What We Watching. So, but going out and dealing with other people, you know, do you wear your cute boots? Do you wear sneakers in
Right.
case you have to run?
Right.
Do you know, do you wear those? What if you sit in bubble gum? Like,
Right.
you just don't know. You want to look cute, but you can't look but so cute, you know. It was just, and then the weather was nice the day before, and then it got like
Yeah, the weather did change.
dropped 20 degrees.
Yeah,
So
it
it's just
sure
like what you
did.
thought you could wear, you couldn't wear.
Right.
Then you have to layer up, but then it's like you're going to be indoors, you're going to be hot. So then what can you pull off? It was stressful.
And where we had gone, and we're probably going to do an episode talking about this too, because we had gone to a comedy show,
Mm-hmm.
and guess what, y'all? This was our first comedy show in live. At least for me, it was live. First live comedy show. Besides ones I might have attended when church wise.
Or in
Which-
college, you know. So
Right.
those are a little bit different. But this was, professional comedians and comedians.
Right.
And yes, it was different.
And so, you know, when you're in a crowd of people like that,
They said there was over 6,000 people at this arena.
Lil,
that we
let me
went to.
tell you.
6,000 people.
It might have been 1,000. It wasn't 6,000.
It was more than 1,000.
Okay, it might have been 1,017.
No.
But it was not 6,000 people there.
It was 6,000 people there.
It wasn't.
There were 6,000 people.
Nowhere near it. There's no way.
Yes.
I think the event only.
And each section had 100 people,
Yes.
and there was like lots of sections.
No. Yeah, it was, but there was a whole heck of a lot that was empty.
Yeah, there was space.
No, there was no.
We
such
were the
thing.
only
Hey,
ones
listen,
on
y'all.
our row.
Listen, if there was 6,000 people there, we would not have had a row of over 20 people, 20 chairs or 30 chairs, whatever it was in our
Wasn't
row.
30.
Whatever, well, we were
You were
chair
seat
18, 19,
right,
whatever it
so-
was. So 20 chairs, and our whole row was empty. The row behind us was empty.
Oh, somebody sat behind us. Someone sat
Well, I
behind
mean, the two people right behind us, but all the other chairs, pretty much, except for I think one chair on their end, the opposite end, was somebody was sitting in. But otherwise, there were so many empty rows where we were. There was no way there were 6,000. It might have been 6,000 people that bought tickets, but it was not 6,000 people that was in attendance. No way. And if it was that many people, even if it was 4,000, because originally on the website it said something about the place only holds like 4,000 people or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But the reality is they had to say what they had to say in order to make it seem like it was popping. You get what I mean?
Oh, it was popping.
Yo. Because we don't go ahead. What you
Yeah,
about to say?
we don't go out that often.
So because we don't go out often,
Y'all. It was adults only, I guess, you know.
yeah, it
and
was.
It smelled like it.
I mean, yeah, it was.
It was just different.
So here is the reality, because we have not really gone out, and this is really what we want to talk about, the importance of still dating each other and things like that. But this is going. Look, this is probably more important right now.
Be prepared.
The reality is the reason why I was having difficulty trying to find out what to wear, because I was trying to understand my crowd that I was going to be a part of. Right. And with us going to a comedy show, and for the building that it was in, and we'll talk about that in another episode.
It's not that important. Ain't nobody else. Shout out to them, whatever. If you go, you go. If you don't, you ain't missing nothing.
But, so what happened is that for me, I'm like, all right, am I going to be in an environment where I need to wear a sport jacket?
Mm-hmm. And some people did.
They did.
There were some people who had on sport jackets. There were some people who had on
There were.
sweatsuits.
Yes. So there
were some people fully clothed and some people half naked.
So.
And we said it was cold outside.
Yes. Well, I mean, I was fair. I mean, I had on a hoodie. Now, granted, my hoodie was not hoodie-ish, if you will. Mm-hmm. But there were some people that was like, yo, they just came off the corner. Real rap. And then there were some people, and they smelled like it too.
Oh, yes.
They
brought the corner with them.
So here's the reality. I sat on the end. I was in the end chair, sitting right next to the. Yo, let me tell you something about this too. Every time, because where I sat at was right next to the metal steps. So you could tell like they had.
It was bleacher style, everybody.
It was kind of bleacher. Yeah, it was bleacher style. So every time somebody walked down those steps, oh boy, I knew I was going to go through the floor.
So now you can do a cruise because you know you don't get motion sickness.
I guess. Well, I kept telling you though. I kept telling you like I'm gonna fall through. I'm great. I'm about to kiss the concrete underneath, because let me tell you, it was the worst feeling ever. Now, I should have moved because we had the whole row to ourselves. We could have moved down. I had said that too.
We had 19 seats to choose from on our own row.
But I didn't. I don't know. I didn't feel like moving. Did you feel like moving?
Sometimes I did.
Yeah.
There were a few times, like I said, somebody sat right in front of us and someone sat right behind us.
And that's the funny thing, right? So if there were 18, 19 seats in each row, the rows in front of us and the row right behind us, and funny enough, there were only 2 people directly in front of us and only 2 people directly behind us. So how in the world did that happen?
They were all on date night.
I understand they were on date night, right? Just like us, right? Mm-hmm. But what was the likelihood of all of us just getting to that same spot? Like that was, to me, that was weird.
Okay.
It was. It wasn't weird to you?
No, everybody wants to be on the end because they don't want to have to climb over people.
That was weird to me. It really was.
It was just that kind of a comment. For those who were performing, it was an older crowd, which we knew.
Yes, you're right.
It was clearly for the 50 plus, which I'm pressing. So I think because it was for the 50 plus, that's who we had sitting around us. So, they weren't going to come in with, you wanted them to be 5, 6, 7 deep. Like, what did you?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for it to be, for them to say, hey, it's 6,000 people here. No, there's no way it could have been 6,000 people.
Okay,
and we
6,000 seats.
And we were not in no nosebleed section.
Right.
We were not. So I mean, we were not on the floor because I didn't want to be on the floor.
Oh, that was crowded.
I mean, that.
I didn't want to be down there either.
Yeah, I didn't want to be on the floor, but we were not nowhere near nosebleed, right? So we were able to see
and smell.
We were able to see the performers. That's what I was going to say. We weren't able to smell the performers, but we were able to see them. But the whole point is that we have not been out for a while. We might not go back. We might not go back outside.
Not to that type of date night. I think we've experienced that. We can certainly check that off.
I'm putting myself back on punishment.
After that night, I think we need to be on punishment because, it's one thing to go out and socialize and drink and eat and be merry.
Right.
But indoors, I thought there were certain things you weren't supposed to do.
Right. I could understand that, yes.
But I saw some things that I just didn't expect to see.
Right.
A lot of half naked people. They came in half naked, and when we left, the other half was naked. I mean, ladies, can I talk to y'all for just a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Just for a minute.
They need some help. Oh, I mean, because let's even put that in perspective. So one of the comedians had talked about ladies being ladies.
Well, yeah, they didn't hear that part, or
because she had mentioned about people wearing stockings back in at a time when people wore stockings. I was like, well, my wife wears stockings still.
I wear pantyhose, not stockings.
Whatever it was. To me, I don't know the difference.
No, there is a difference. For those who know, they know.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to knock that part.
Okay.
I'm not going to knock that.
Yes.
But she did mention time when ladies were ladies, a time when ladies were switching and things like that, and things that guys were wearing. I'm not going to be as graphic as she was, but,
right.
Gentlemen, she was complimenting Charlie Wilson, his attire.
Right.
So anyone that might have seen his concerts or videos of his concerts, but the reality is we need to probably do a little bit better.
We can do better.
Yes.
And I understand, you go out. That's my reason I just said it took us days to pick out what we were going to wear. We start off one day, oh yeah, I'm going to wear that. And then you get to that day and you put it on and you're like, I'm not feeling it. This is a little bloated. That's not laying right.
Right.
Whatever. And you make changes.
Mm-hmm.
And, I understand. Like, you thought you was going to be okay. You thought things was taped down. You thought that zipper would hold. But it just didn't.
Not just the zipper, but maybe the safety pin.
The whole, top to bottom, like, if it was tight, like, just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it, ladies. Gentlemen too, but it was interesting to see. Just wondered what happened. How do you deal with that? Like, because some of these people were busting out before the show even started. I was just like, wow, we haven't even turned the house lights down yet. And I'm seeing all types of things. one person I think, had a little bit drink, so she didn't, I don't think, understood that things were exposed. The other person kind of clenched everything together.
Wait a minute, which one are you talking about? The one that was her birthday?
Yes.
Yo, first of all, I just knew she was going to fall to the floor.
I mean, she danced,
I mean, I
through
understand.
everything, but I don't know if you saw her at the end of the night when we
Oh, I
were walking,
didn't.
when we were leaving. Oh, that whole shirt was gone.
Oh.
And it wasn't covering up much from the beginning, right?
No, it wasn't.
Thankfully she had little pasties on.
Really?
But yeah.
I did not see her at
Well,
the
thankfully
end.
you didn't, because she had it all hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I was too concerned.
She was doing the hokey pokey and,
I was too concerned about everyone else going up the steps,
mm-hmm.
whether or not they want to fall and trip or whatever else. And
because there were a lot of drunk people and those steps were
and people
challenging.
Not, I was just concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say is that people did leave out in an orderly fashion.
Yes.
I can't say that there was a lot of, you didn't hear a lot of yelling and screaming and, cursing and things like that.
Mm-mm.
I think people were really on a mission to get up out of there.
Right.
To be honest.
Or get fully clothed again.
Right. Now, mind you, we were in Atlantic City. And so I think some people were trying to there were some after parties going on that we were passing back to our room. But ultimately, again, we're trying to get back to what was our topic? Like, our topic was talking about the importance of date night. And
these are all important facts. When you go out, ladies, gentlemen, make sure you understand, what is popping for.
But is date night important to us in our relationship?
Yes. And now we have so much more. We've learned and we've grown.
As I say, I'm going to stay on punishment because I ain't going nowhere.
But you just said if date night is important.
Oh, it's important. We have it right here in our living room. We have it in our basement, our family
you go
room.
Out and you appreciate life even more.
Our date night is super.
I appreciate masks that much more.
And even though they even joked about that, they say, hey, it's over. Take off your mask. Mm-mm. Heck no, not these fools.
No.
Not the way these people were talking.
Light it up.
I mean, I'm glad because, I'm going to tell y'all. Now, so those of you who know us, right, you know that Kafi and I don't smoke. We're not smokers, right?
We're not heavy drinkers.
I was high.
Lightweight.
I was high.
Maurice was giggling, y'all.
I was...
He was asking off the wall questions. I was like, what are you asking
high. Me? And here's the thing, and so let's just put this in perspective. Not only was I giggling and high, right? So let's understand this. I had a wardrobe malfunction. I forgot my belt.
See?
So on my way to the event, my pants stayed up, right? But on the way back, because I had drugs in my system, I lost weight. So I was losing my pants on the way back.
I couldn't figure it out. How could he?
Though
we walked the same way too as we walked going back.
It was.
And every 2 blocks, he was like, yo, my pants about to fall down to my ankles.
It was the funniest thing. And because I've never been that high before in my life, my pants might not have been falling.
They weren't. I tried. I was like, am I holding them? He was like, no, you ain't holding them.
Like I said, we was in Atlantic City. We was on the boardwalk. So I felt like all the air was exposing me.
He even was like, can we go on the beach? I was like, it's 12 o'clock at night. No, you can't go on the beach. Date night, y'all. Oh my goodness.
It was the funniest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that in order to keep your relationship going, you need to have date night.
You need to have some experiences.
And and because like Kafi said, we're lightweight and that, smoking and all that type of stuff, so we're just naturally high. Like we're just naturally like gigglers and, jokesters or whatever else. So we don't need.
We're naturally mellow. We have our times. I think.
Okay, yeah,
we're chill.
You're right. We're kind of It depends on the situation and who we're around, maybe.
Right, but I'm just saying on a low, when it's just you or just we're basically chill. When we get
You're right.
around others, we'll giggle at them. We'll laugh at you.
But
Not with you. I'm sorry, not at you.
it's a community. We're laughing together. She's still feeling the effects.
I am not. But anyway.
But the reality is we'll laugh and joke or whatever naturally, right? We don't need any assistance. We don't need any assistance.
All of that is
and
natural.
I will laugh. I will bust out laughing, especially if it's funny. I'll fall on the floor. I don't need any assistance with that. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
It was the funniest thing for me to walk down the boardwalk with no pants on. That's what it felt like.
And he thought the people behind him could see his butt. Like, it was
So I was skitzing.
Oh, my God.
I was skitzing. I thought everybody was looking at me. I did. I kept telling Kafi, like, yo, I got to roll my pants up she said, roll your pants up at the top. So I'm trying to roll them at the top so they don't fall down. They still feel like they were slipping.
Mm-hmm.
I was
kept
losing
thinking
weight.
He heard the tram car, come walk over this way. I'm like, why are we walking over this way? Something's coming. Nothing's coming.
I felt the boardwalk rumbling beneath my feet.
Oh, goodness.
Yo, it was the funniest.
Oh, my.
So we had some fun. We went to the comedy show. The comedy show was cool,
Right.
but it was nowhere near my walk back. That's because and it didn't help that people were already smoking within the venue, but then we were walking behind people that were smoking too. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Yeah, that stuff was whatever they were smoking, man. I know that I can't do that. I can't. I'm yeah. No.
And it's so funny because walking back, we're like, well, what stores are open? Which ones were open? Smoke shops.
Pretty much.
And then one pizza joint, I guess, like.
Everybody got their munchie.
And the line wasn't long.
So, yo, it was a much needed excursion, a much needed
It's
event.
one to remember. I shall remember this birthday for quite some time.
Well, did you enjoy it though?
I did enjoy it.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. I enjoyed myself. I really wanted to surprise you with it, but because I knew where we were going, I couldn't surprise you with so much because you had to figure out what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't just say, hey, wear this dress, and you wear the dress, and then next thing you know, everybody else got on halter tops and booty shorts. And you be like, huh?
I'm gonna say, why didn't you pull out a halter top and booty short for me?
And well, here's the thing, I didn't know. You get what I mean? And then on top of it, the show didn't start until 8:00. Doors opened up at 7. We didn't get there about 7:30. Oh, that was the other thing too. I thought showing my ticket, you do one ticket at a time. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I hurt my hips.
Mm.
So I had my tickets on my phone. So the lady told me to put my phone down on a turnstile. So I was paying attention to what other people were doing. So they was doing one ticket, you go through, another ticket, you go through. So I thought this lady was going to do the same thing with me, right? So I put my phone down because it was electronic. She said, oh, use electronic thing. So we put the phone down, and I proceeded to go through the turnstile. How about the whole turnstile moved? I was taking the turnstile with me.
You was so mad.
Yo, it hurt.
She was like, stop. You're going to listen to what I have to say.
I know, right? Because I was taking it with me, and it was bumping into her.
Oh,
So she's like, you going to stop? And I said, okay. I put my hands up. She said, you're going to walk around. Well, lady, why you put me at the turnstile? Why are you standing at the turnstile then? If I don't have to go through the turnstile, everybody else was going through turnstiles. How come I'm privileged? Well, I mean, I thank you because it hurt like heck. But still, that was the beginning of our night.
That was the comedy right there.
Because I was taking the turnstile with me. I was like, yo, I must be a really big
hit
dude.
It twice, though. It didn't work the first time. And she was like, wait, I have to scan it. And then she scanned it. And then he went to do it again. The whole thing moved again. She was like, wait.
Because I was going to go through that.
Around.
I was going through that joint.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah, that joint wasn't going to stop me.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe she has to like reset it because you know how sometimes the turnstile gets stuck.
Right.
And you have to spin it back. So I thought she was going to do that. She was like, no, you're going to walk around.
She's like, listen, son. She was going to beat me.
She's going to put you in timeout for real.
Well, look, I could have used it because I would not have been high going home. Yeah.
And I don't know how those people, I mean, I guess you had it in your pocket because they checked your pocketbooks, ladies. And so they just was checking for weapons. They wasn't checking to make sure you didn't have in food because you weren't supposed to bring in food from the outside.
Yeah.
So long as you didn't have food or weapons, you were good.
You were cool.
You were good.
You were cool. But otherwise, man.
And you know what? The other thing I have to say, because they served food and beverages there. Nobody spilled anything.
Well, because I was on the end, I was real fearful of that.
I was for you as well.
Because there was a few times I was like, yo, you're on the edge. You were on the edge, and I'm like,
they didn't spill them drinks.
I'm going to have to turn
around. I don't
around.
know how much those drinks cost, but
they're like, look, I ain't wasting
I
all
ain't
this.
wasting that.
Not on nobody.
Not at all.
So, yo, date night is important. It will bring you closer together.
You'll have lots to talk about
for the rest of your life.
So do it.
And so we get to share these experiences with you. I thank y'all for listening to us talk about this nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
Oh, it is, because I'm still hurting.
Yes.
My thighs. Because I think I hit it the first time with my hip, and then the second time with my thighs, because I was about to bull rush the joint. Like I was going to go through with some
my
authority.
ticket work. I'm going through.
Like I paid for this joint. I'm going in.
Oh goodness.
So I guess you have to stop, look, and listen.
Just be patient. It was no rush to get up there.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, I guess.
Very well.
Thank y'all very much for listening to us. Please be sure to like, share, and follow us.
And go on a date night and let us know how it went for you.
Yeah, share your most interesting date night, because this was interesting for us. Now granted, we have other date nights. Let's not get it twisted.
This one was just interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Because it was something outside of the norm.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, there was many stressors with date night, but overall, I would have to say it was a great date night.
Yes.
Yes. And look forward to more.
Yeah. But one thing I have to say, though, and I thought about this while we were there, who could we have invited to rock with us and have that same type of experience? So if you out there and you have someplace you would like for us to go and just laugh all night and have these type of mishaps, contact us and let us know what's popping. Thank y'all very much for listening, and keep us on your invite list.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.